Hi, my name is Adam. Welcome to the channel. Thanks for joining us today. Today we're going to talk about something that we've bumped up against in the last couple of weeks, especially with clients, financial plans that we're putting together for people. And it has to do with defined benefit plans and the inability to ladder income in retirement. And I always preach on this channel, it's important to build a plan around a go-go, slow-go, and no-go phase. And the reality is a lot of people that have defined benefit plans, that is their main and a lot of times only source of income outside of CPP or QPP and your old age security. And if that's the case for you, this video is going to be really important. And it may not be you. A lot of people don't have defined benefit plans, but you're going to have someone close to you that does. You need to share this video because, again, we've had it about 4 or 5 times in the last few weeks where we put a plan together and the plan doesn't really work as well as we want it to because there's a few gaps, and we're going to cover that in this video. So the issue that we keep coming up against is that, a client or a couple have, 1 or 2 defined benefit pension plans. Now, a defined benefit pension plan takes a lot of effort to build up. Okay, it's usually a government worker or someone at a big corporation. My wife was a nurse. She built up her pension plan. I remember, in her early 20s, she was paying $500 a month into this pension plan, where not many people at that age especially are saving that amount of money for their retirement. So people with a defined benefit plan, you're saving a lot, you're putting a lot of money into this plan. But the reality is most of you are not saving outside of your defined benefit plan. And that's the issue we're coming into. You have a defined benefit plan, you've saved well within that, but when you hit retirement, you don't have a lot of assets elsewhere. You don't have much of an RRSP or TFSA. You may have a house and equity in that house, but there's not a lot of other cash flow. The problem with that is that ideally when you hit retirement, you want to create a laddered income strategy. You want the go-go, the slow-go, and the no-go phase. Because that's how you're going to live life. You want more earlier because you can travel, you can do stuff, you're healthy. You're going to spend more and you want to spend more earlier. Whereas later in life, you can't travel, you can't do much. There's just less income need, okay? When you have a defined benefit plan, your CPP, your QPP, and your old age security, you have all these laddered or leveled income, okay? And yes, it's going to go up slightly with inflation, but it's level. What we want to do is create more of a ladder strategy. And why we want to do that is to say, look, you can actually, instead of spending, say, 60 grand a year, we can do 75 early, then 60 for a bit, and then drop it down to 50 or whatever the numbers are. But we want you to spend more because we know you're going to spend later. We don't want you to get your 80s and have more money than you thought you would or that you wish you had. And you wish you had spent more money earlier. You wish you'd done some trips, but you didn't know you could. You didn't budget out properly, and you didn't have a plan, okay? Honestly, every time I deliver a financial plan to someone, I always make that comment. Look, we've laddered this out for you because I don't want you to get to 85 and wish you had done that European trip or the cruise or the family Disneyland or whatever it is earlier in retirement, but you had no idea that you could. So if you're sitting in a situation where you have a defined benefit plan, you haven't been saving outside of the defined benefit plan into an RSP, a TFSA, wherever, you need to start looking at that. And, if you're already in retirement or very close, within a year of retirement, it might be too late. And I'll go through some scenarios and some strategies that you could use to kind of work around. But if you have some years to kind of catch up and you can put some money aside, maybe you're, in your early 50s, you're 5 to 10 years from retirement, you have a defined benefit plan, you're close to paying off your mortgage, consider, dumping your mortgage money once that's paid off into an RSP, TFSA, whatever makes the most sense for you. But start building up these accounts outside of your defined benefit plan. Because when you hit retirement, if you want this ladder strategy, which I really highly recommend you build a plan around a ladder strategy, because again, that's how you're going to spend money. Why get into your 80s with more money than you need when you could have spent it earlier, done more trips, done stuff when you're healthy and able to do it? Build the plan that way. So the easiest way to do that is to start building up these accounts outside of your defined benefit, outside of kind of your flat line income, which is your defined benefit plan, your CPP, your QPP, and your old age security. So start building that up. Now, if you're someone that's already retired or you're within a year, maybe 2 years of retirement, and you say, Adam, this is great information, but it's too late. I'm already there. I didn't save up. So what do I do? Hopefully, the one workaround that we've done for clients is equity in your home. Now, obviously, this is a caveat in that you have to have equity in your home, but maybe you borrow $200,000-$300,000 out of your home equity line of credit, and use that as an income stream. Okay, so maybe for the next 10 years, you draw an extra $20,000 out of that to live off of. Okay, now down the road, you have to pay that off. So it's either going to be a downsizing of your home, or potentially you just start spending less and using, your defined benefit plan and CPP and old age security to start paying down that mortgage. Again, there's different ways that you can cut this. Most of the time, when we build out a plan with this kind of strategy in the background, usually it's for a downsize. Okay, it's hard to pay off that mortgage down the road otherwise. And I don't know how long you want a mortgage in retirement. Again, this plan is really a workaround. If you've already hit retirement, you have the defined benefit, you want the laddered income, but there's really no cash flow to create that, and you're not ready to downsize the house, look to do a home equity line of credit. Again, that's kind of the only time. You have to be comfortable taking debt or the line of credit in retirement. A lot of people aren't, and I understand that. But again, to create that laddered income, you're going to have to do that. So if you have a defined benefit plan, if your neighbor, a family member, someone close to you has a defined benefit plan, and they really like the idea of this, go, slow go, no go phase, which is really how 100% of you should be living retirement. Spend more early, spend less later, okay? But to do that, if they have a defined benefit, they need other assets. You can only create that laddered income with other assets. It could be the equity in your home, but really that should be the fallback. That should be the last option. And most of the time that's going to require a downsize. So yes, I want to spend more early, but that means I got to downsize my house. I don't know if I want to do that. Now you're kind of making concessions in your retirement, okay? If you have enough time, if you can plan ahead now, start saving to an RRSP, TFSA, wherever you need to save, start saving money outside of your defined benefit plan. Again, if you want an extra $10,000 a year for the first 10 years of retirement, maybe from 65 to 75, then you need about 100 grand extra saved, okay? Work backwards from there. I need 100 grand, I got 5 years, I need to save 20 grand. Is that realistic? Is it not? Start working these numbers on your end, see what makes sense for you, but every bit will help in creating that laddered income strategy for you in retirement. The last thing I want to throw in here, again, so we've talked about the defined benefit plan, the concept of you need to save money outside of that plan. Again, a lot of you don't have defined benefit plans. It's actually quite rare, but we do a lot of plans for people that do, and that's why we've kept bumping up against this day in, day out over the last few weeks especially, okay? Now, if you have a defined benefit pension plan and you retire, you're going to have, a lot of you will have an option to take either an ongoing income or commuted value, okay? Not all pension plans will give you this option. A lot of them will just say, here's your income for life, good luck in retirement. But a lot of these plans will give you a commuted value. It might be based on age as well. If you're under 55, sometimes you have this option. Past 55, you don't. Every plan's different. If you have an option for commuted value, you're going to want to consider that, okay? Interest rates or 30-year bond rates are quite low right now, which means that your pension plan needs to give you a larger chunk of money to guarantee that income down the road, okay? So taking a commuted value of a pension plan has made more sense the last, 12 to 18 months than ever before. So consider that. Make sure you have a professional break down the options of taking your income versus taking the commuted value. And we've done a few different videos on that. We'll maybe link one up above here. You can check that out. But look at commuted value versus taking the ongoing pension. Again, in one of the videos, which we'll link above here, we've talked about, if you have two defined benefit pension plans, husband and wife or partners, you may want to take commuted value on one and the ongoing pension for the other one. Again, this all ties into what we're talking about today, which is that laddered income. By taking the commuted value, the numbers may make more sense. It actually may give you more income, but it gives you that flexibility to create that laddered income, okay? Because you have cash, you're gonna have a LIRA, and you could have some cash which you can put into an RSP or tax-free savings or a non-registered account. It gives you flexibility of cash flow, okay? So when you look at a commuted value, if you have that option, there's lots of things to consider. Healthcare and, long-term sustainability, and now you're taking on the investment, risk and all that yourself. There's a lot of things to consider, but one of them has to be flexibility of income in retirement, creating that laddered income stream, doing the things you want early in retirement, still knowing you have enough later on in retirement. So if you're in that position where you can take the commuted value or take an ongoing income stream, consider, most of you probably don't consider this, but you need to consider that laddered income. Do you have a strategy for that go-go phase and the no-go phase later on, okay? And again, if you only have a defined benefit, it's gonna be really tough to do that. So again, defined benefit plans primarily, even if you don't have a defined benefit plan, make sure you have a plan in place for this laddered income stream. And we've done videos on the go-go, slow-go, and go phase of life. It's really important that you create a plan around that, because that's how you're going to spend the money. We've done this for 16 years with clients. Most of our clients are in retirement. We have clients in their 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s. We're celebrating one of our clients' 97th birthday this month. Okay, we've walked through clients every phase of retirement. We see how they spend money. We know you're going to spend money, more money earlier than later. So why not build a plan that way? Okay, that makes the most sense to me. It should make the most sense to you. So again, hopefully you learned something in this video. Hopefully you'll make some change in your savings plan, your strategy, all of that. Again, if you don't have a defined benefit plan, but someone you know does, please share this video with them. This content will help them. It's going to help their retirement plan. So, and I guarantee you they'll appreciate watching these videos and getting the information. So thanks for watching this video. Again, if you enjoy these, hit the thumbs up. It does help get our videos out to more people. Helps with the YouTube algorithm. It's a weird thing, but it does work. And always welcome to comments below. We try to respond to as many as we can. So leave a comment below, hit the thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed, make sure you hit the subscribe button and join our channel. So thanks for joining us in this one. We'll see you in the next one.